All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Shout out to my SouFLoTV Morning Thoughts audience. Shout out to the people who really come here for the Dear Soul Flows, because this is a Dear Soul Flow. Listen up, pull up a chair, fix a drink. You have to listen to this one. You have to listen to this one. And then I'm going to ask you to keep it clean in the comment section, because YouTube ain't playing with us these days, okay? YouTube is actually dealing rough with the channel and with the persons who own the channel. If the comment section is shabby, disrespectful, whole lot of profanities, all these things, just try give some constructive criticism, no disrespect. Still, let's get right into the topic. What's up, SouFlo? This is the letter, I know. Please listen. And disclaimer before me even start read. The last Dear SouFlo I did, somebody said, yo, you can't even read properly. Listen, I'm trying to read according to how these people have written the thing to me. And sometimes them never spell the word them properly and them not make no sense. So me I try make sense out of the sentences. Understand? Alright, me can't read, me good. Me a smart boy. Let's get into this story though, because that one, yeah. Hear me that one. So, what's up, SouFlo? Long time subscriber here. I have been watching your channel for about 5 years now, and I must congratulate you on the growth and your positive mindset. Thank you for being entertaining and for always keeping it real. As for my own story, I am asking you to leave my identity out, but feel free to share this with your audience. Alright, sir? I'm about to. I am sure I will see it if you ever decide to share, because I watch all your videos. Not just some, but every single video. SouFlo, I am so embarrassed I don't even know where to start. I met my wife in 2014 after she had moved to my part of Florida from New York. We worked at the same facility and quickly became friends. I fell in love with her and asked her to marry me exactly 1 year after we had met. I know you might say that was too quick to jump into marriage, and in hindsight, it probably was. But that is how much I was into her and was convinced that she was the one I wanted to be with the rest of my life. We had a small wedding, just the two of us, with plans to one day have a big wedding after we accomplish some things in life together first. That was the plan. Every year we take one vacation, and each time I suggested for us to go to New York so I could meet the rest of her family, she always said no. Red flag. She is not ready to go to New York. I never pressed it because we had both shared our life stories and with each other, and her upbringing was very rough. So I assumed she did not want to revisit a painful past, and I did not want to force her if she was not ready. Besides, I am married to her, not to her family. It took 7 years for us to finally take a trip to New York. And what I found out makes me wish I never married her. Now what could have caused this? What you know? It took 7 years for us to finally take a trip to New York. And what I found out makes me wish I never married her. My wife always said that she has no secrets, and I know everything about her, and I really thought I did. While I was in New York and meeting her folks for the first time, I realized that many people were calling her by a different name. So I asked her if that is what they used to call her growing up. But I also asked myself, why would anyone call a child Smokey? Smoky. Smoky. Maybe she had smoky eyes. I don't know. Let's go on. On the listening now. I had a good time in New York with her family, and they were welcoming and very fun to be around. Her aunt walked in and said, Smokey really changed her life. I'm glad God saved her. She thought she would have been dead by now if she had stayed in New York. My wife was not around when her aunt made that statement, but I asked her aunt why she thought she would have been dead. And her aunt said in front of everybody that the crazy pimp that she was with was trying to kill her, and when she disappeared, no one knew where she went, so they assumed she was dead for a while. Now, SouFlo, at this point, when I heard crazy pimp, my heart exploded and a million thoughts started running through my head. The only women I know that have pimps are prostitutes. Was my wife a prostitute? As it turned out, or as it turns out, not only was she a prostitute, but she was also hooked on hard drugs for years and was known throughout the neighborhood as the crackhead hoe Smokey. Damn. Hell no. Let, wait, let me go back over this part again. Wait, rewind this. SouFlo at this point, go back to, okay. I had a good time in New York with her family, and they were very welcoming and very fun to be around. Her auntie walked in and said, Smokey really changed her life. I'm glad God saved her. She thought she would have been dead by now if she hadn't stayed in New York. My wife was not around when her auntie made that statement, but I asked her auntie why she thought she would have been dead, and her auntie said in front of everybody that the crazy pimp that she was with was trying to kill her, and when she disappeared, no one knew where she went, so they assumed she was dead. Now, SouFlo, at this point, when I heard crazy pimp, my heart exploded and a million thoughts started running through my head. The only woman or women I know that have pimps are prostitutes. Was my wife a prostitute? As it turns out, not only was she a prostitute, but she was also hooked on hard drugs for years and was known throughout the neighborhood as the crackhead hoe Smokey. It turns out that my wife moved to Florida and completely changed herself and did not share this part of her past with me. On one hand, I feel betrayed because I would never have married a former prostitute, and I am angry. But on the other hand, I really love her, and I really felt at the time I asked her to marry me that God had sent her for me. But now I feel deceived. What? Why? You me no man. Well, I can't tell this one time life is so paradoxical and strange. Okay, let me finish reading this. I really love her, and I really felt at the time I asked her to marry me that God had sent her for me, but now I feel deceived. One part of my mind is telling me to file for a divorce and move on, and another part of my mind is saying stay and work it out. She says she understands if I want to leave her, but she does not want me to leave her because I am the best thing that has ever happened to her in life. SouFlo, she has never given me a reason to not trust her. My wife respects me to the fullest. She does not argue with me, and she makes my house a happy home. I shared this with my two brothers, and they now look at her differently, and they clown me about it all the time. What do you think I should do, SouFlo? Do I divorce and leave, or do I stay? Side note, we have no children together yet, but that is by choice. We were waiting until certain things were accomplished first to start having babies. Please remember to not reveal my identity if you decide to share this with your audience. If you do not share it with your audience, I would appreciate your feedback by email. Much respect to you, my brother, from an avid subscriber, blank, blank, blank. Ross. Okay. On one hand, I want to laugh, because I always said take serious thing make joke. But on the other hand, do I laugh? Do we laugh at this situation? I mean, if you were in this situation, would you laugh? Here's my question. My question is to the listening audience, right? Is it important to know your spouse's past, or the person you're courting, who you're taking serious, who you're looking forward to? I could see this going further. You're getting ready to say, let's jump the broom, let's exchange the rings, let's exchange the vows, let's be together forever. Are you concerned about their past, or you don't care? Because a story like this, where the past is drastic like that, let me break this down for you, right? So I lived in New York for a little while, and that in New York is where I saw all my years. In Florida, I've lived in the suburban areas, right? Nice neighborhoods, nice houses, whatever. Even in apartment buildings, it was gated and all that. In New York, I was in Brooklyn. I was able to see what a neighborhood crackhead hoe looks like. So if his wife was so messed up on drugs back then that she was just walking the streets, and she was known in the neighborhood as the neighborhood crackhead hoe, you got to understand the type of stuff that she was doing. You got to understand how she was getting her money to get her fix, her drugs, right? You're talking about multiple men per day. You're talking about all kinds of acts that these men would want her to do, and probably even women. So the kind of drugs, hard drugs, it makes the people who take them do all kinds of things. I've watched documentaries on drugs, and I've seen our soft white underbelly on YouTube, and I've seen straight men, or men who were straight, had never had a homosexual encounter, actually detail list how they started performing homosexual acts, because on a night when they were so down and not able to get any money to get their drugs, that was the only option that was available. Some man wanted them to do something for a small change, and they did it, and then they threw up around the corner, and they felt disgusted, and it made them feel dirty. But then they had the drugs, and the drugs took that feeling away. But then when they're not high anymore, they start feeling that nasty feeling again, because they engaged in something that they had no interest in engaging in. The word is interest. But out of desperation, because of what the drug, the craving of the drug, was doing to the body, they subjected themselves to that. So now put that in context with his wife's past. The neighborhood crackhead, Smokey? Nah, that's a joke. That's a joke. I think if something like that had happened in your past, then you really need... This is my opinion, and tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. If something like that deep had happened in your past, then I think you need to address that with the person who you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with. The other part was a pimp. She had a pimp. That means she was going hard. She was a full-blown prostitute. Wasn't like she was a female with many partners and we're doing the double standard thing and calling a man who does that a G or whatever, and then we're calling a female a hoe and a prostitute because she has many partners too. This is different. She had a pimp. She had a supervisor. She had a supervisor. She had someone that was saying clock in at this time and bitch don't clock out till you get my money, ho. And she was out there on the stroll getting it for a pimp. Busted wide open for a pimp. And then her auntie said the pimp almost tried to kill her. and she ran away. Now listen, I'm starting to look over my shoulders at this point. Is this pimp coming back for his number one hoe? Has he been stalking us? Has he seen how you changed your life? I don't know. I think all that shit should have been, all that, pardon my language, I think all that should have been explained and talked about up front, come clean 100, and then let me decide if I want to indulge. I'm divorcing. End of the day, I am divorcing. I don't want to hear what nobody has to say. I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but when God sends you, and it's funny, but it's true. A lot of people sit around and they're like, God, please send me somebody. And I'm not dating anybody until God sends me the right person. And then the right person comes, but the right person doesn't come in the right package. You miss what I just said? The right person comes, but didn't come in the right package. And then you reject the right person because the right person wasn't in the right package. And then you're in torment for the rest of your life because you end up going relationship to relationship till you're too old for relationships. Now you're just alone. And now you're just telling people how you're happy to be alone because you've been alone for so long. And it's by choice. When what it is you rejected the right person. So for him, this might very well, like he said, let me see, there's a part in here where he actually said, she has never given me a reason to not trust her. My wife respects me to the fullest and she does not argue with me and she makes my house a happy home. That's stuff that every man would dream for or dreams of in a wife. Qualities. So he has a forever partner. He's also saying that he loves her and his feelings are conflicted. Do I file for a divorce? Do I stay? One part of me is saying stay, but my brothers are clowning me because, you know, if you tell your brother them this, if my brothers found out that my wife used to be a street walker, they're going to clown me. So, of course, you're going to have to live with family scrutiny because you let that out the bag. But damn, that wasn't no secret. It was only a secret from his family and from him. Because where she comes from, they all know her like that. And it turns out that that's the reason why over all these years, every year they take vacation. Let's go here, let's go there. Well, let's go to your family this year. I want to meet the rest of your family. Damn, we've been married 7 years. Let me meet the rest of your family. Is no. Okay, then, all right. I don't know. He might be turning away the love of his life, the person who is going to stay faithful to him for the rest of his life and be a good friend to him and a partner, a supportive partner, which is, those are all important things. I'm going to be biased, but I have to be honest. And this is just my choice for me as a person. If that was my right package or my right person that came in that package, when I found out later, we are divorcing. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll go through the being alone for the rest of my life part. I don't want it. That's just my opinion. Leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think about this one. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace. May I show you up? Come here. All right, my SouFLoTV audience. Let's take a break for a second and let me promote Wifey's channel. A lot of people don't know I have a wife. And those who know I have a wife still don't know who my wife is. So they're asking, who is SouFLo's wife? Okay, I need you to go over to her channel and hit that subscribe button. She does hair, makeup, fashion, life vlogs, mommy vlogs, sponsored content, product reviews with codes that you can use to shop and get huge discounts and all that, you know. And her channel is probably more for the ladies, but there's something there for everyone. She used to be called Shakira Sphere. She used to be called Brains and a Beat on YouTube, but she changed her name. And after she changed her name, I don't know what happened to her algorithms. Anyhow, here she is. Hit that subscribe button. When you go to her channel, tell her, your man sent me over here, and vibe to her content. All right, let's get back to our scheduled program at hand. All right, my SouFLoTV audience, let's keep this short and sweet. So these are my shirts, right? And I specially designed these shirts for this audience. So if you like the work that I put in for you here on a daily basis, bringing you quality content on a daily basis, rain, snow, sleet, hail, sunshine, whatever the weather may be, if you appreciate what we're doing here for you over here at SouFLoTV, then I thank you for tuning in. I ask you to hit the subscribe button. I ask you to hit the thumbs up button and share these videos. You know when we say like, comment, share, and subscribe. We want to ask for a little donation to the channel too, because the channel is not ran off of just air or mouth water. However, these shirts, specially designed, we prefer to sell you something that way you have like a memorabilia. Right? So you're going to purchase a piece of merchandise now, specially designed by us, and you can't find these shirts in regular stores, you know. These shirts are only found here. You have never seen anybody else with one of these shirts on, have you? All right. So here's a special way for you to like donate something to the channel. Each shirt costs $40. $40 covers shipping and handling as well as the price of the shirt. They are available in all 50 states across the United States of America. So please consider purchasing a piece of this merchandise right here to support this channel and continue to help us to grow. Big up on yourself. All the information needed, how to purchase, link me at SouFLoTV@gmail.com. Send all your info, as in what size you want, which one you want, and your mailing address, and then pay us through PayPal or Cash App, and we'll send them right to you. All right? I thank you in advance.